What is love if we cannot stick together through thick and thin? Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow, two young American robbers and criminals, shared a love so intimate that they shared even their last breaths. According to Christopher Clyde, here's some few things that most people don't know about Bonnie and Clyde. First thing is that Bonnie died wearing a ring, but it wasn't Clyde's. You might be wondering, whose ring was it then? When Bonnie was 16 years old, she got married to her high school classmate called Roy. They met and they fell in love and they got married. Unfortunately, their marriage didn't last because Roy was sued for committing robbery, which made him spend the rest of his life in jail. That means that their wedding didn't also last. And the second thing is that when Clyde was in prison, he cut off two of his toes just to avoid doing the unforgivable works they always did in jail. What's so sad and what's so good is that only 6 days later, after his intentional accident, Clyde was bailed out of jail by his mother. Yeah. And the third thing is that despite being as dangerous as a machine gun, Bonnie was very, very good at poetry. She wrote very many poems, and among them there was a poem called The Suicide Soul. It talked about a country girl who was lured into criminalism by her boyfriend. And this poem definitely talked about her life with Clyde. Because before meeting Clyde, she was a very, very decent girl. But when they fell in love and she found that Clyde was a criminal, she also dedicated her life to being a criminal because of love. So this poem actually talked about her life with Clyde. The last and very interesting thing is that Bonnie and Clyde died on the same day in the same place. Very interesting, right? It's like they were shot. They were shot by policemen who had been chasing and hunting them for some very good months. Because what was so interesting about it is because some few months before being shot, they were in jail. But what's surprising is that Clyde jumped out of prison and also went to get Bonnie out. And then from that day, the police were very, very angry and they decided to chase them and hunt them for some good months. So they died on the very same place. But another thing that is very sad is that their last wish didn't come to reality. This was because Bonnie's mother never approved their relationship. She never approved of her daughter being in love with a criminal. So they weren't buried at the same places. They were buried in different places. So these two very deeply in love Americans who were criminals shared a love so intimate. As I said, what's the point of saying you love someone or falling in love or being in love when you cannot stay together through thick and thin? Bonnie and Clyde show us that love is not words, love is action. So thank you. My name is Inez Arita, and I'm very glad to have shared this story with you. Have a good day.